Hello and welcome to Dr. Varsha Gaitonde's channel. Today I am going to discuss about one of the hot topic, that is food fortification. Along with that, we shall also discuss some of the facts about biofortification. In the post-COVID era, policymakers, socialists, politicians and each who are concerned about the society are talking about fortification issue. Why it is so important? Because of the deficiency of micronutrients or other issues and the dependency on only 7 to 8 major food crops worldwide. If we talk about the cereals, it may be 3 to 4, pulses again 1 or 2 or 3, oil seeds higher means in highest side 2 or 3. Not more than that food crops we are dependent on. Fruits everybody can't afford. So the need is, according to the food ministry, every second woman in the country is anemic and every third child is stunted. India ranks 94th out of 107 countries and is in the serious hunger category on the Global Hunger Index. Fortification is a cost effective and complementary strategy to increase vitamin and mineral content in the diets. As you know, from cereals, pulses, oilseeds, we may get the major macronutrients, but again they are deficient in some of the major micronutrients. So we should supplement with this fortification effort. What do I mean by balanced diet? Balanced diet includes everything. It may be tuber crops, meat, fish, vegetables, seafood, etc. But every person in this world or in our country cannot afford this. Although public distribution system is supporting the people in order to feed their belly, but in that system everything is not supplemented. Only some of the cereals or oil kind of things are supplemented, that is not sufficient in definition with the balanced diet. So to address the malnutrition, biofortification and fortification are the two faces of a single coin. To increase the content of essential micronutrients in a certain diet by adding these to the food or by applying special food processing technology is the definition for fortification, and biofortification is to increase the nutritional quality of food crops by generating varieties with a better nutrition content either through conventional breeding or genetically modified technique. If we'll take this definition of biofortification, it looks somewhat old because nowadays genome editing technology also supplementing to the fortification issue, but due to the regulation issues, biofortification is not much successful. But in the near future, this is having a lot of opportunity because we cannot mainly rely on fortification due to increased toxicity if we consume only few micronutrients in our diet. So in biofortification issue, we majorly focus on plant breeding, biotechnology and crop physiology. As you know, this golden rice, then GM potato and all those things were successful biofortified foods once upon a time, but due to the regulations and the disadvantages of biofortified foods, nowadays these are not carrying much popularity. Here agronomic approaches also takes a major role, like mineral fertilizer application, foliar fertilization, plant growth promoting microorganisms, etc. This is the flowchart how what all are involved in biofortification. So let us see the difference between commercial fortification and biofortification. Commercial fortification has successful use because whenever we want at industrial level, we can go for it. But for biofortification, the sophisticated way and following some of the rules and regulations of government is very essential. As you know, biofortification is very successful in medicinal field but not in agriculture field. Commercial fortification targets to consumers who rely on processed packaged foods, that is urban populations, and biofortification may target anybody because whomever will consume the crops they'll get this. Nutrients are added to foods post harvest in commercial fortification, while in biofortification it is added when plants are grown only, and will get it in post harvest period also. This commercial fortification is well developed, but biofortification is still in infant stage. Commercial fortification is proven effective for iodine, vitamin D, iron, folic acid, niacin, thiamine, vitamin A supplementation, whereas biofortification is effective for vitamin A. Efficiency for the trials of iron and zinc is ongoing. In commercial fortification may be applied to both plant and animal sources of food like wheat, maize flour, rice flour, sugar, salt, margarine, milk, yogurt, whereas in biofortification the primarily for plant sources foods like wheat, maize, rice, beans, sweet potato, cassava may be applied to animal sources foods in future. Commercial fortification is most successful in foods that are certainly processed, difficult to apply to foods that are grown for home use or direct marketed to consumers by farmers, whereas biofortification is for crops nutritionally enhanced compared to conventional crop. No post harvest addition of nutrients is required. Like cost benefit ratio is extremely favorable in fortification. In biofortification, it is extremely favorable, but initial cost will be more. So, some other differences are given here, you can go through it. The techniques involved and everything I discussed in biofortification class. The successful biofortification projects are iron biofortification of rice, beans, sweet potato, cassava, legumes, zinc biofortification of wheat, rice, beans, sweet potato, and maize, provitamin A or carotenoid biofortification to sweet potato, maize, cassava, and amino acid and protein biofortification to sorghum and cassava. So, what all techniques we may use? That is agronomic, conventional, and genetic modification, as I have already discussed. And this is the flow chart how we can go for it for industrial as well as traditional biofortification along with biofortification. So, how it can enhance the content? Like, say, the in beans target increment of 44 ppm iron was fixed. Before biofortification it was 44, and after that it was 85. Likewise in sweet potato it was 0 provitamin A, but after biofortification it was more than 100%. In wheat, when zinc was biofortified, initially it was 18 ppm and to 25 ppm, and finally it went up to 45 to 50% increase. So nowadays the scientists and the thinkers are talking about multi-biofortification combined with agronomic traits. How it is achieved? It is again a combination of gene cassette. That means they will take the genes or a haplotype map they'll do. From that they'll take a pool of good genes, and in that cassette they'll arrange all those good genes for different traits or different nutrients, and they'll arrange in one cassette, and through DNA they'll insert into our plants. And this is a successful trial through genome editing. Then editing malnutrition requires concerned effort from different angles. How it is possible? Say, from metabolic engineering, combined approach of genetic engineering and breeding, and conventional breeding, the nutritious foods are prepared by the combination of different techniques. So what will happen? Satisfactory micronutrient intake will happen in human body. This is again possible through editing technology only. So I just briefed about the biofortified crops, how it is useful and how much increment was possible and at what stages we can go for it. Now we will talk about some of the facts about fortification. Fortification, as you know, we will go for it in the post harvest phase. So here nowadays the most talked of thing is fortified rice. As per PM's recent statement or Prime Minister's statement, fortified rice is introduced in public distribution system and midday meal schemes. The rice available through every scheme will be fortified by 2024. According to Food Safety and Standard Authority of India norms, 1 kg fortified rice will contain 28 mg to 40.5 mg iron, 75 to 125 micrograms of folic acid, 0.75 to 1.25 micrograms of vitamin B12. In addition, rice may also be fortified with micronutrients like zinc, vitamin A, vitamin B1, B2, B3, and B6 per kg. Usually, milled rice is low in micronutrient contents, as you know, and to supplement the poor and to reach even the rural population of India, we should go for this, and it is the need of an hour. Rice can be fortified by adding different micronutrients. There are different ways of micronutrient addition. We'll discuss shortly. In 2019-20, Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution launched a centrally sponsored pilot scheme on fortification of rice and its distribution under PDS. PDS is Public Distribution System for a period of 3 years with a total budget of 174 crores. The pilot scheme focuses on 15 districts and in 15 states. According to the ministry, 6 states including Maharashtra and Gujarat have started distributing fortified rice as part of pilot scheme with approximately 2.03 million metric tons of fortified rice being distributed in 2021, and 4 more states are expecting to start by 2021. Why I discussed and gave you this figure? Because the importance of fortification given by the government. So nowadays, how the fortification is done is another big question in our mind. At least I got this question when I was thinking about the biofortification or fortification. So what they'll do, either they'll just mix the micronutrients with the normal rice. But what will happen when we'll wash it, we may lose. So what they'll do, whatever the broken rice grains will be there, along with that they'll mix the nutrients and they'll go for industrial processing, so that 75% of whole rice grain and 25% whatever broken will be there and that is make up will be the fortified rice, so that it will add to 1 kg. Like that it will enhance the nutritional status of by targeting the women and children primarily. Okay, that is all about fortification. If you have any doubt in your mind, please get back to me and give your valuable suggestions in the comment section. Please go for liking and subscribing to my channel. Thank you.